So if you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned seller, the idea of putting your house on the market can be a little bit overwhelming and quite frankly scary. So I've invited a few friends of mine over today to kind of talk a little bit about some best practices. So that way we can make this experience fun and exciting for you. Each of my guests are experts in their own right in the real estate industry. So before you even start interviewing an agency or a realtor, you need to have a really good support team. So let's go on into my kitchen and let's have a chat with the experts. I'm Paul Barraco with Dwellings by Ruding Hall in downtown Plymouth, and welcome to the Art of Real Estate Perfected. So one of my guests today is Kelly Brown with Guaranteed Rate. Kelly is the Vice President of Lending.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So Kelly, one of the things that I see often as a realtor are when I take clients out to look at homes, sometimes that's the very first time that they're doing that and they haven't even spoken to a lender, and sometimes that can be very frustrating for them because they're not quite sure what they're getting themselves into. Can you share with me a little bit about what's important? What would really be the first step for somebody who's interested in buying their first time house?
Right. Well, kind of like what we're doing here, preparing this great meal. When you get ready to buy a house, you really and truly need to get everything in order, get everything assembled. So that means your credit, that means your expectations for down payment and cash out of pocket, your expectations with a mortgage payment. It's just really important to be prepared with the numbers. It is the number one largest financial purchase you're going to make in your life.
Yeah.
So it's really important.
Yeah. So what's the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval? So when I take clients out, we always ask, have you received your pre-approval?
Right.
Yeah.
So the biggest difference is going to be the extent that a lender like myself goes to in order to make sure everything that you shared with us verbally, which would be a pre-qualification with pulling in your credit, is the same as what's on paper. And sometimes there can be differences based on the loan program. It can be based on your expectation of what it should be and what a lender uses. So sometimes it's really important to have that pre-approval and have that second set of eyes look at your documents to make sure there's nothing that really has been overlooked in the process. Guaranteed Rate goes one step further, and we offer what we call the 4-hour commitment. So we will go beyond pre-approval and actually send your file and documents as a pre-approval without having a house found yet, all the way through underwriting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gives you that extra oomph when you're out there trying to negotiate a tough deal.
Absolutely. So as a first-time home buyer, what kind of loan would someone want to go after? FHA, VA, conventional?
All of them are great choices.
Yeah.
So there's really there's several different loan options, and depending on what your plans are with the home, what kind of monies you have available, if someone is going to help you buy the home that maybe isn't going to live there. A lot of first-time home buyers have their parents helping them qualify for a new home. So there can be anything from an FHA to a conventional loan. If you're buying in a rural development area, something less populated, that's a great loan. And also a terrific loan that helps us give back to our veterans is the VA loan. So depending on your situation and what your goals are and what you qualify for, but that's where the private consultation with me comes in. I kind of find out what you're looking to do, what you have to work with, and then I mix it all together, kind of like the salad, and come up with a great solution.
That's fantastic. So 2 more questions.
Sure.
What documents would I need in order to start the conversation with you to get the pre-approval?
Well, really, documents come second. The first part of the pre-approval would be to do your application, kind of take a look at how you're paid, what kind of assets you have, and that determines what kind of documents we need. So with that said, usually we start with the application, determine what you need for documents, and then we have a secure portal where you just upload them. You don't have to email and have print out hard copies. We really try and take technology to the next level.
So my last question is,
Sure.
if I was a client, why would I want to use Guaranteed Rate versus a traditional banking establishment?
Right. Well, we are solely residential mortgages at
Right.
Guaranteed Rate, and we are one of the top 10 in the industry. What really sets us apart is going to be our technology and our process, and all that blends back to the benefit to the borrower. And then ultimately you as their real estate agent, because we do everything as much as possible through a secure technology platform. Not only documents, but what they have to sign, what they have to review. They don't have to worry about driving paper to office or faxing or copying and scanning. We make it really efficient. We also have one of the best mortgage processes in the industry. It's streamlined. We get your file in and out. You can go as quick as, let's say, 2 weeks to closing, or 30 days. It's really more about what the borrower needs and what's been negotiated for their purchase deal.
Well, great. That's great advice. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Looks really good, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I'm working on it.
Thanks, guys. So another guest that I have today is Dennis Harris, who is a real estate attorney, who's doing all the cooking for us. It smells great, Dennis.
Hi, Paul. Just toasting some almonds
I
for
can
the
see
salad.
that. So Dennis, a question I have for you is, as a person that's possibly getting involved in doing a real estate transaction, in a lot of our documents, or in our purchase agreements, we often refer to, you have the right to speak to an attorney to review the documents. What advice can you give somebody that's even thinking about purchasing or selling a house?
First-time home buyers should always consult an attorney. If you're a seasoned buyer or seller, you may at that point know what you're doing. The key difference in the recent years has been the fact that all the documents are now signed electronically. As a result of that, what I find more and more is people don't read. The realtor sends them the documents and they just basically check the boxes and get it signed and send it back, and they don't actually read what's in the document until a problem arises. It's important that they read the entire contract and understand exactly what they're getting into. The fact that it's done electronically, people lose sight of the fact that is a contract that you're going to be held to the terms of the contract. If you don't wait till a problem arises and then try to deal with the problem, you address potential issues in the document. If you want a due diligence period, you make sure it's in there. If you want your inspection period, you make sure it's in there. You make sure the things that you want are in the document before you sign it, not try to address it after a problem has arisen. But the key thing for all buyers and sellers is read the document before you sign. That's the most important thing. Everybody's extremely busy. Documents come in an email. Time and time again, I see people I'm just going to sign everything right where it is. I'll address it later kind of thing. Take a half hour when the documents are emailed to you. Read everything before you check the boxes.
Got it. So sometimes time is of the essence when we're executing documents. Should a client use a real estate attorney?
Yes. More importantly, if you don't have the time, if you believe you're just too busy to review the documents, then have them reviewed by somebody. The attorney should be able to review them relatively quickly. Today, everything's pretty much a standardized document, but it's important that the buyer or the seller understand exactly what the terms are and what the pitfalls are to their particular transaction. And an attorney can do that relatively inexpensively if you want to spend the time and the money to have the attorney look at it.
Got it. All right. Good advice. Thank you.
Thank
I can't
you.
wait to get into this. All right.
Thanks.
So one of the unique things that we offer every client when they select Dwellings by Ruding Hall is professional staging, professional photography, and 3D virtual tours. So I've got a couple experts over here, so let's go talk to them so they can tell us what they do to make your house more valuable. So with me today, I have my friend Darcy here. She's with Eclectic Staging. Darcy is a certified stager and designer, and I have Brad with Wendell Still, who's our professional photographer. So guys, when we go into a home before we put it on the market, oftentimes we engage in conversation with our clients to tell them about staging. How important is it to stage a house?
Absolutely imperative. If you want to get the most out of your home, today, day and age, you must stage. Everybody else is staging. So if you're not staging, your competition is. So you're only helping someone else sell their house by not staging. It's a super simple process. We come in, we do a consultation, and we make life a lot easier for you because there are so many things that need to be done when selling a home that we can alleviate so much and let you go on and do the other things that need to be done.
Yeah. So when you stage a house, do you use your own stuff or do you use our clients' personal effects, their furniture, their pictures on the wall?
Great question.
Yeah.
Actually, the answer is both. So obviously, a vacant home, we're gonna bring in everything. So we're gonna go and we're gonna get we're gonna have it delivered, manage the delivery time, set it all up. Occupied homes are a little different because they have furnishings in them. So what we do is we walk through and we decide what is going to stay. We try to use the most of the homeowner's furnishings as possible, but then we also bring in some of our inventory to make it pop or to neutralize it a little bit more so you can get all the buyers that want to move into your home.
So sometimes when I talk to my clients, they're a little apprehensive about having a stranger come into their home and, take photographs of their stuff and then having someone tell them what to do, where to put their stuff. What do you do to put them at ease?
Absolutely, and that's just exactly what we do is we do put them at ease and we let them know we're a third party here to make you more money. I'm not here to judge your home. I might absolutely love your home the way it is for my taste, but that's not gonna get you the buyers, the mass majority of people who walk in and say, I want this home. So what you wanna do is neutralize the home a little bit and make it appealing to a broad spectrum of buyers.
Gotcha. How long does it take typically to stage a house?
Well, I mean, obviously it's going to vary on size and pre-staging is what we call it. So the pre-staging process itself is dependent on how much work needs to be done. Are we just, organizing a little bit, getting rid of some personalization pictures, things put away, things like that? Or are we, redoing the countertops and, painting? So all that pre-staging is going to take a little more time. But the actual staging itself is 2 days.
So we tell our clients sometimes that, or not sometimes, all the time, that staging does bring a lot of value. That there's proof in the pudding that when you stage a house, it sells quicker and faster and for more money. Do you agree?
Absolutely. And that's what I touch on again is it is what is going on right now in the industry. So if you're not doing it, you are potentially losing thousands of dollars. And with it being included in the services of the agents, it's a no-brainer.
Very good. So Brad, when we talk about professional photography, what's the difference between myself walking in and pulling out my iPhone and using my iPhone versus hiring a professional photographer?
Yeah, so the iPhone has one flash, one lens, and it's made pretty much for making phone calls. And so what we do is we come in with professional lighting and we professional equipment that's only made for taking photos.
So what, in your opinion, when you're ready to shoot a house, what are some of the unique things that you look for in a house for going from room to room to room?
Okay, so what we do is we try to take the photos what the buyers are looking for. And when we come in the house, we prep the house by turning all the lights on, opening all the blinds, and moving things that's necessary for the photos.
Very good. So another thing that we share with our clients is that perhaps they should have a house professionally cleaned before the photographer comes in and the stager. Do you think that also brings value?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, any little detail that can enhance the home, fingerprints off the windows, a little touch up on the baseboards, anything like that. And it might not be a large monetary issue, but simple things can add value.
Oh, very good. What are you guys making right here?
Oh, this is our little peppermint schnapps and champagne, a little festive drink for you.
Take a couple of these, all right?
Absolutely.
So I have one more guest with me tonight, and her name is Carol. She's also an agent with Dwellings by Reading Hall. She services and practices here in the greater Detroit area. We're going to go over there and ask her a little bit about maximum home value assessment and how we can add value to your home. So come on with me to the dining room. So another service that we offer our clients at Dwellings is a maximum home value assessment. So Carol, can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Hey Paul, how are you? Thank you for the drink.
My pleasure.
I love it. Okay, one thing with the maximum home value assessment, it's a pretty big topic in the industry. It's going to vary from home to home of what it is, but basically, besides the two issues or the two big pluses for any brokerage to do, which was doing the photography, professional photography, and the staging, is the maximum home value assessment. And it's very important for a few different reasons. One of the reasons is it's the little things that people sometimes miss when they're putting together the sale of their home. And it can easily be where you're looking at lighting, or you're looking at the knobs on your cabinet doors, you know, the pulls, and then also paint. You know, those are simple, inexpensive things that can be done that can add thousands of dollars to the sale of your home.
So how do you work with the client? Just for example, if you walk in and they have blood red walls,
Well,
how do you get through that?
yeah, one of the things we do in a very delicate and not to offend type of way, because some people love color and some people don't, but we just give them, we come in, it takes about 20 minutes to do a maximum home value assessment. We come in, I come in and I take notes, and I just kind of go through the home, and then we'll sit down and we'll have a nice little talk, and we'll talk about, you know, the ideas that I have and some of the things I think they need to do. I'll leave that list with them, and that list will go a long way of whether they're going to do it or not. It's going to be completely depending on them, and that will help guide them into what I think will go about making sure they get the most value for their home.
Yeah. So when we talk about value for their home, on average, I understand that once we stage and have professional photography, after the consultation that you have and you give them some direction, we can typically sell our houses for 7% to 12% higher.
Exactly. I mean, that is an industry standard in the sense of, if you do the little things to just simply, you know, changing a few window treatments or things like that. If you do that simple thing, let's say you have a $200,000 home that you want to sell.
Right.
7%, you're looking at $14,000 you could be leaving on the table just by not looking at and just taking those little inexpensive changes and making it work for your home.
All right, very good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So if you like this video, stay tuned for the Art of Real Estate Perfected in 2019. More to come.
That's really good.
Cool. See you.
Oh my god, this looks fabulous.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Anybody want some?
I already got some.